What's up guys? Today I'll be taking a look at the XTB Stinger gel blaster produced by the Taiwanese airsoft company Modify. This is sold by Aussie Hobbies at ahtactical.com.au for $799. I'll put their link to this down below because they did send this to me for free. And I must say, this is a very high quality blaster, as you'd expect for that high price tag. In this video, I'll give you an overview of the blaster, I'll chrono test the blaster, accuracy test the blaster, and then end with some gameplay. Let's get into it. First thing I want to mention is external build quality. This is the best built gel blaster that I've ever seen. Aside from the PDW stock, everything else is CNC aluminium. Starting at the front of the blaster, we've got a CNC flash hider, which goes onto a 14mm counterclockwise thread, so you can attach like a hop-up or a tracer unit to this blaster. The flash hider itself is actually quite heavy for its size, quite thick metal they've used on that, definitely of high quality. The outer barrel is also CNC'd, and the inner barrel has a 7.5mm inner diameter, and it's a metal barrel as well. Up the front of the blaster here, we've got a CNC'd handguard with key mod slots. They've also got a stainless steel gas tube inside of there, just for some added realism. It doesn't actually form any function with the blaster. Up top, you've got a full-length Picatinny rail and some iron sights. They're flip up, but they're not spring-loaded, which I thought was a bit of a letdown because spring-loaded just adds that bit of a cool factor. The front post seems to be adjustable just by screwing it down, has a thread on it, and the rear sight has two different sight pictures that you can go with. Personally though, I'll just chuck a red dot sight on here. I don't usually bother with iron sights. Moving further back on the blaster, the charging handle opens the dust cover and also locks a fake little bolt back, and the bolt release actually releases that when you press it. I just thought that was a cool little touch. When they designed this blaster, they chose to go with Gen 8 mags, which I assume is what most people have the majority of. So if you buy this blaster, you probably already have heaps of these, so you won't have to restock on a new proprietary mag type. Also, the mag release flings them out, so you can do tactical mag reloads and stuff like that. Coming further back from there, the trigger guard is enlarged to allow you to use it with thick gloves on, and the trigger itself has a flat face, kind of skeletonized like those Speed QB style triggers, so it just gives you better response times on the trigger. The fire select switch is the most crisp fire select that I've seen on any gel blaster. It clicks in nice and securely, and it's very easy to move as well. You've got safe, semi, and full auto, and on the website they say it's an ambidextrous fire select. They do have the markings on the shell there, so I assume there's a way to switch it, but I think it may be an internal thing you have to do with the blaster, not from just externally. The grip has a nice textured pattern to it, and it's really comfy to hold the blaster. I was actually one-handing the blaster a fair bit during the day, and it was really easy to hold this blaster in one hand. Even the fully CNC'd nature of this blaster, it wasn't too heavy to one hand. It's actually quite light overall. The PDW stock has 3 different locking positions. So you've got fully retracted, you've got one click out from there, one further click, and then the fully extended one allows you to rotate it out of the way to access the battery compartment. The battery compartment is threaded, so you just unscrew it to get to the battery. Whoa. The battery compartment is actually pretty small. I was able to just fit a Turnigy 11 volt in there. Anything larger, no chance at all of fitting in there. It uses a Dean's connector, which is pretty cool for a stock gel blaster. Most of them use like a JST or something far inferior to a Dean's. It also doesn't come with a battery. I think they assume you already have one, so there's no point in putting the price up of the blaster to include one. On their website, Aussie Hobbies recommend using a 7.4 volt battery. I asked them why not an 11 volt, and they said simply the only reason is that on semi-auto sometimes it'll double fire gels on 11 volt. I found that that's true. The semi-auto mode definitely does fire 2 gels every single trigger pull on 11 volts. If you want a 2-round burst, I guess that's cool. Otherwise, just like most people, use it on full auto. That's what I used it on, and I had no issues at all. Oh, one more thing. Let's take this off again. I almost forgot because it's an M4. This one actually allows you to change the spring out from the back of the stock. Inside of the buffer tube here, there's a bolt you can unscrew and access the spring. This is completely uncommon for M4s to have. I thought it's a really cool feature and definitely one that sets this blaster apart from some others. Inside of the blaster, you've got a gearbox made by Modify as well as the gear set. The gearbox is cast, the gears are machined. It's also got 8mm stainless steel bearings as well as a full metal piston rack. So upgrading the spring is something you could definitely do with this, but out of the box they're aiming to have it shoot just below 300 FPS for most games that people play at. Speaking of velocity numbers, let's head outside and chrono the blaster. The gel balls I'm using are Ultra Elites from Ozgel, hardest gel balls on the market and the most accurate. First shot was 279, 284, 283, 282, 275, 285, 266, 276, 277, 295, 288, 282, 276, 289, 291, 284, 287, 283, 282, and 286. And now let's check rate of fire. Alright, so let's get our clipboard out now. Performance-wise, FPS got a high of 295, low of 266, and an average of 282. Modify are trying to stay below that 300 FPS limit after some feedback from players that they couldn't use the blaster on the older iterations because most fields use a 300 FPS cap. The rate of fire on 11.1 volts was a little low at 17.9 rounds per second, but I think they were mostly aiming for durability and reliability with this blaster. So now let's see some accuracy with Ultra Elites. Firing from 30 meters away at a 1 meter diameter target, accuracy stock with no hop up or anything added on was pretty bad. Simply screwing on and dialing in a Muzzletech Hellfire hop-up though, the grouping improved dramatically. I'd say it's on par with any other gel blaster that has a hop-up attached. Overall, I'm really impressed with what Modify have done with this gel blaster. It's definitely my favourite stock blaster that I've used so far, highest quality one as well. The performance of this blaster is pretty much the same as any other gel blaster, even ones as low as $300. What it seems you're paying for with that $800 price tag is the build quality, all the CNC'd parts. It actually feels like a real gun holding it, it's just that nice weight to it. All the smooth edges and everything. Also you have the ability to change the spring and the bolt locks back and you can even release it with the button on the side. For most people there's pretty much nothing to upgrade or improve with this blaster aside from maybe adding a hop up like I did to improve the accuracy. Although I'm sure some people will probably modify this blaster to improve the rate of fire. That's pretty much the only place where this could be improved and I'm sure some people will do it. To end off the video today, I'll leave you with some gameplay of me using it out on the gel ball field. That's it for this one. Enjoy the gameplay, and I'll see you on the next one.
doesn't throw you, mate. Go grab your...
Oh, I'm hit.
Sorry, Bradley.
Bradley, any help on the safety?
Got him.
Good going, man.
Got him. Hit. You got me. Nice one.
Speedy boy running. Move, Lincoln, move, move. Oh, that fucking stings. Slow down, mate.
You got me as well, Troy.
Vector.
Shit. Empty. Oh,
Well, that's gonna hurt.
you got me in the nipple.